Found some.
Get in the boat, boy.
Still want me to tie it to the boat?
Boy. That is enough.
Father?
What?
Did something change? The forest feels different now.
Everything is different, boy. Try not to dwell on it.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. Oh, that's weird. Oh, what the?
Now your body. Your body.
Hello?
I turned it off.
Yes, please. Testing some of the audio still. Oh, I can hear it now. Okay.
That was the last.
Lovely. Okay, so God of War, hardest difficulty, part 1, number 2, because earlier some of the file didn't save properly, so I was unable to upload some of the stuff I wanted to upload. So I'm just gonna do it again, catch up to where I was before. Should be about 2 hours. Normally it's going to be around 12 to 2 Central Time. This one might be a little different since it is, again, just to catch it up.
There do I see my mother.
Also going to be trying to give some tips and tricks about certain fights, certain enemies, make it a little easier.
Oh, there do they call to me. Oh, there do they call to me.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, there do they call to me. Oh, there do they call to me. Oh, there do they call to me. She's ready.
Find your way home. You are free.
I'm sorry.
See you.
Please.
Have fun playing some music.
This knife. It was hers. Now it is yours. She taught you to hunt.
She knew.
Show me.
Now?
Now.
What are we hunting?
You are hunting deer.
Just so you know. You might
Which way?
try to jump up.
In the
Oh,
direction
okay.
of deer.
Thanks for the warning.
Okay,
It's done before.
this way.
These street parties for a little bit.
Father, why are we doing this now?
Alright,
I need to
so
know you can survive the journey.
one of many things to do if you're playing on the
Depends
harder
on you.
difficulty is
But-
to make sure you try and explore some of the side areas. It's obviously going to be filled with a lot more XP and loot, which on the harder difficulty is very important to
What
try
did
and
you
keep
find?
yourself ahead, make
Tracks.
everything easier.
Not deer, though.
If you
Keep
have
looking.
the deluxe edition, then you should probably also go ahead and equip the better armor for Atreus and Kratos. They will also help quite a bit.
Boy, you missed these.
Huh. Close. But also not deer. See? Tips are too wide. Mountains up?
Your mother taught you well.
Yeah.
More tracks?
Yeah. But they're too round. Could be a wild boar.
Good.
Oh! Now what?
This way, boy.
Oh my word.
Wait, deer tracks. They're fresh.
Jeez.
This way. Ah! Found it!
Slow down, boy.
Sorry.
You are hunting deer, not chasing it.
Yes, Father.
Oh, what?
He broke our bridge.
He broke our bridge.
How are we gonna get across?
Step aside.
Yeah, step aside. Here, check this out. Check what happens when they break our bridge. We smash it!
Go.
Oh, what happened here?
Oh, that just pauses right now. Whoopsies.
There it is!
Hold! What are you doing? Now his guard is up. Only fire. Only fire. When I tell you to fire.
I'm sorry.
Do not be sorry. Be better. Find it. Find it.
Alright. So, like I said, go ahead and, equip that better armor set, of course. It will make many of the fights much easier. Oh, whoopsies. Haha. Atreus, however, will not be able to equip an armor set until you have access to firing his arrows in just a little bit longer in the game. But don't worry, it will let you do it eventually. As far as a lot of enemies go, trying to, of course, parry their attacks is going to help a lot. Try to learn their attack timings for all of that. Trying to parry and guard is usually better than trying to attack if you are unsure, at least early on. Keeping enemies juggled in the air helps a lot as well, and you can also, of course, try and keep them in a straight line, try and knock one enemy into another, try and stop them from being able to do anything. There's, in this harder difficulty, there's a feature that they add where once enemies take some damage, they'll kind of glow blue and charge up, and if you let them do so, they will level up and they will get immensely stronger and usually heal in the process since they have increased stats. So if you can avoid it, try and do it. Try and make sure they don't do it. Usually just hitting them with some kind of heavy attack, or once you have Atreus' arrows, or throwing the axe at them is usually the best ways to guarantee that they will not do so.
Draugr. They've never come this close to our woods before.
Keep moving.
Yeah, Atreus, keep moving. So there's going to be a lot of collectibles, of course, like the pot I just smashed that was hanging from the air. Those are pretty common. Try and keep your eye out for them. A lot of them are hanging pretty high up. But it's, you know, it's extra money, extra XP.
Should we be in here? Here's this way. I can see more tracks. Or we can follow you.
During this beginning part of the game, you're going to be seeing me do a lot of throwing the axe. It's pretty quick using the light throws. It's got like a slightly faster projectile speed and animation speed for the throw than the heavy attack, but of course it does less damage, but you can still use it to kind of stun things, knock them out of attacks, and generally you want to aim for either the face of a target or the legs of a target, with a few exceptions which I'll go over at the appropriate time. Certain enemies have stronger attacks. They will be usually outlined. Instead of that yellow flash there, it might flash red. Usually that means it's unblockable, so you better either parry it in some cases or dodge it.
Yes, I imagine they were.
What?
He can
Getting
no longer
used
use
to
it. We can.
parrying is extremely useful. There's going to be a lot of attacks here later that you can start to get access to by doing parries, which I personally find to be one of the easier ways to deal with a lot of enemies.
Now where should we go?
Well, Atreus, at this point, the only thing we have left to do is follow the deer.
Up there! You went in the old temple. But Mom told me never to go in there.
We do what we please, boy. No excuses.
Look! Can I have my bow back now?
Can you hit it from here?
We should get closer. I went hunting with Mother a bunch of times. She never wanted to take me. Why now?
It was her wish. And it was time.
Okay. Brother!
Oh, dang it. Gosh dang it.
Right one!
Oh no. Gosh dang it, what? Oh gosh, I can't sprint yet. Oh no. That's unfortunate.
Right side!
Alright, now this guy's usually gonna jump down right there afterwards. And then, yeah. Nice. I'm kinda shocked I lived there. Probably shouldn't have. Okay. Oh no. I was hoping he'd spawn a little closer. Oh no. I'm not doing so hot here.
I half expected to be a troll under that bridge.
You are not ready for trolls, boy.
I know, I just... Yes, Father. I think we have a complete set of those now.
Luckily, in this tutorial kind of area, there's going to be a lot of health stones to pick up. So, you know, don't worry about
Something's
accidentally
bad with my
picking up
feet.
too many. Usually, you'll probably be fine. Especially if you're not playing on the hardest difficulty, it shouldn't be as big of an issue.
You froze it in place. Clever. So... Where are you going? I think he's this way.
going to be a lot of times where you're throwing the axe, and it's really important to start as soon as you can. Start learning how to throw it, when to throw it, and to learn the arc that is involved with the throw, especially over long distances. The further you throw it, the further it's going to arc. If you, of course, don't necessarily want to do this, in a lot of cases you won't have to. In the late game, though, it will be much more useful.
Look here.
Yeah, check this out, Atreus. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Now come this way.
Boy.
Father, look.
Wait for my mark. Relax. Do not think of it as an animal. It is simply a target. Clear your mind. Steady your aim and breathe in. Exhale.
I got it.
Good.
It's still alive.
Your knife. No. Finish what you started.
I can't.
As many could probably guess, the relationship between Kratos and Atreus is not, perhaps, the best. As of yet.
We have no choice.
So on this first boss, this is when you finally get access to arrows. And
Just tell me when to shoot. I'm ready.
you can use arrows now, of course, to try to distract targets, try and keep them away from Kratos. It's highly advised you do so. I usually try to do it more after I finish a combo with Kratos or something to try and give him a new target after I've already become one by attacking so much. Sometimes you can accidentally cheese this guy into doing this same little animation over and over right there like he was. It's not always beneficial to do so. Sometimes it's more of a hindrance because it makes it harder to get all your attacks in that you want. Oh gosh. Obviously though, this guy hits pretty hard, being a boss and being the hardest difficulty, as any of you could tell just by looking at what happened there. And yeah, if you want to play it safer, you can just stay back, attack from afar with axe throws just repeatedly. However, on this difficulty, that does probably take about 10 or 15 minutes of just continued throwing, which is not fun. Trolls, these style of enemies, usually have spots either on their arms, like that little orange spot, or the one on his leg, where in certain animations you can hit them with the axe to knock them out of whatever animation that is. In addition to roaring, usually, that they will do now and then, you can hit them in the head, and that will also bring them out. It's advisable to try and do it when you can, if you can. Helps out quite a bit.
Control yourself, boy.
I'm fine. Kill it. At the ready.
Oh, jeez. Oh, okay. Oh, glad I dodged that. That might have actually killed me. Oh, gosh. But yeah, overall, not too hard of a fight once you know the general combo of where to dodge and when.
That's what you get!
Boy,
Think I'm afraid of you! You're nothing to me!
boy, look at me. Look at me, boy. Boy, look at me.
We did it.
You are not ready.
What? Are you serious? I found the deer. I proved myself. How am I not ready?
We are going home.
I haven't been sick in a long time. I can do this.
You are
Hey, you
not
can see the loot
ready.
shop in the corner of the troll's body there. Vaguely.
I am ready.
Do not speak again.
Oh, and I can finally sprint now. Oh, that's lovely. So here, they're about to introduce this next way of fighting, which is of course just straight up barehanded with your fists, which is a very nice way to build this lovely stun meter, and then you can trigger it to insta-kill many, many enemies. Some enemies are not insta-killed by it, but you can do something with them that allows you to kill them as long as you use the environment properly. When you do, of course, rip them open, it releases this lovely burst of damage, so if there's enemies nearby, it will knock them back a bit, kind of stun them, deal some damage, can help out if you're in a sticky situation. Other good ways to cause stuns, of course, are just by dealing damage with arrows, attacking from behind. You can also launch an enemy up into the air and then send it flying into a wall, and that will also deal quite a bit of stun damage and is a good way to keep enemies down and juggled, of course. You deal a lot more stun damage from behind than you do from the front, so if you have the chance to attack from behind, feel free. It will help out quite a bit as well. Even though the parry does stop nearby enemies for a brief moment to knock them out of their attacks, still gotta be careful. Some enemies are too far away and will not be affected, so you will need to parry again. These enemies are immune to the axe, so you will have to use your fists on them. The axe will just bounce off, whether you try and throw it or hit them with it manually.
I told you something was different about the forest.
And I told you not to speak.
But why would a fire troll burn Mother's garden? And since when are Draugrs so close to the house? And what was that frozen thing that attacked us?
I do not know. Now be silent. We are almost home. Inside, boy.
Oh, crap.
It's not fair. He doesn't know anything.
Yeah, Kratos doesn't know anything. You tell him, Atreus. You tell him.
Why did I expect it to be any...
You lost control.
That thing was trying to kill us. It's not like you don't get angry in a fight.
Excuse me.
Anger can be a weapon. If you control it, use it. You clearly cannot. When you...
I haven't been sick in a long time. I'm better now.
Fine. Come on then.
You want me to hit you?
I want you to try.
Ow! What are you...
Try again.
Why are you doing that?
Too slow. Try again.
Cut it out!
Weak. Again. Again.
Stop it!
Again. Your anger. You can get lost in it. The path ahead is difficult. And you, Atreus, are clearly not ready.
What was that?
Quiet.
Come on out! There's no use hiding anymore. I know who you are.
What's going on? Do you know him?
More importantly, I know what you are.
Boy, beneath the floor. Now.
But you told me never to go down there. Who is that?
I do not know.
What's he talking about?
I do not know. Get in.
Just tell me what I want to know. No need for this to get bloody. I thought you'd be bigger. But you're definitely the one. Long way from home, aren't you?
What do you want?
Oh, you already know the answer to that.
Whatever it is you seek, I do not have it. You should move on.
And here I thought your kind was supposed to be so enlightened, so much better than us, so much smarter. And yet you hide out here in the woods, like a coward.
not want this fight.
I'm pretty sure I do.
Leave my home.
You are going to have to kill me for that to happen.
I warned you.
Finally.
You would not listen.
Fine. My turn. How incredibly disappointing.
This guy,
Come on, then.
first boss, real boss, not just the troll.
Point.
It's a good idea to try to chain together a combination of a light and heavy attack combos, so that way you can get more hits in there, try and juggle them a bit.
You for me.
This move there where he jumps at you like that, and you can block it with the shield. However, you will not launch him back unless you also push either light or heavy attack. It doesn't matter which, from what I've noticed. Just push one, and you'll launch him back. And you can almost practically cheese him into just doing it over and over again, as you can see here. Sometimes the axe will catch in him and he will try to respond by attacking you. As long as you either dodge out of the way real quick or again block, you can counter that. Counter is counter. Yeah, so slow. Yeah.
Is that it?
So right around his 2.5 or so health mark to the 3 bar health mark, he will do this, and it will move on the fight to a new phase, so to speak.
Tell me what I want. Pain stops real simple. Why are there 2 beds in here?
Leave my home!
Struck a nerve, did I? Who are you hiding? Slow and old. You should never have come to Midgard. So, care to try again?
Oh boy, would I?
You talk too much.
You won't talk? Fine. Maybe whoever it is you've got stashed in that house will.
They are
Who are you
so
afraid of?
physically strong that Kratos and this guy can start to, when they hit, sometimes you'll see the air kind of burst just from the force of their blow and how cold it is, kind of just knocking the air back. It's kind of ridiculous. This Spartan Rage feature that they add is extremely powerful. You're invincible during it as long as you don't take hits. If you do take a hit, it will drain the Spartan Rage bar instead of your health bar. But, you know, that can still be not too big of a deal in most cases. However, this first time that you have it, it will not start draining the Spartan Rage bar until you knock him down. Take away 2 of his health bars. Now, that attack that he just did there, that new one, that little dash all over the place kind of thing, that one's a little harder to predict a parry on. It just kind of depends on when he does his final dash. So it can vary just slightly, but, you know, still, if you at least block, you won't get hit. You will just have to try to quickly recover.
I don't have time for this. You're a vicious one, aren't you?
And of course, again, you can pretty much just cheese him into doing this same dash attack, follow up with the axe hit kind of situation. As I have been doing now. Oh, okay, there we go. And of course, you know, fight's not actually done.
When Odin sent me here, I just needed answers, but you had to act all proud. Throw whatever you have at me, I'll keep coming. That old body will give out. But before I end this, I want you to know one thing. I can't feel any of this. Seen it with your own eyes. You can't hurt me. Nothing can. This fight is pointless. Your struggle is pointless. It didn't have to be this way. Pathetic. You can't win. I feel nothing. But you feel everything, yet you keep trying. I'm not my brother, and if you'd given me what I wanted, it wouldn't have ended this way.
As per
No.
the last two, in this final phase, he does have another attack, of course, that he did not have before. So, you know, watch out for it, be careful, don't get hit by it. You know, the usual. And there it is, that's the one. However, it's very easy to dodge. You can see where he's going to land, so you can get ready to follow up and attack him right where he lands. makes it a little more helpful than some of the others that he has been adding. And of course, as before, you can mostly try to cheese him into doing that same sort of thing where you block with the shield and then attack again and launch him back. Bright sides to it is that it does do quite a bit of damage, so that's always good. Oh gosh. Out of all the attacks he has, though, probably that slam along the ground of ice is really one of the ones you just want to try and avoid. On this difficulty especially, it will pretty much kill you in one hit guaranteed, and I think at my current health it will. Oh, whoa there. He was moving quick.
I will end you! You can't beat me!
Oh, jeez.
Come on!
Overall, though, you know, with this fight and with a lot of fights, just, you know, patience is one of the big key factors. You know, if you just block the right things, attack at the right time, you'll be fine.
I'd hope that you, of everyone I'd faced, would finally make me feel something, but you can't.
Oh, excuse me. Alright, so that guy, of course, marks pretty much the end of the tutorial zone of the game, and after this they'll start to add some more enemies, newer patterns and things, and the game will start to get much harder.
Our son is not ready to carry your ashes to the top of the mountain. I do not know how to do this without you.
For those of you who wonder or care to know, if I remember correctly, Kratos is about 6 feet 6 inches tall, you know? Pretty huge, intimidating man. Not someone you'd want to see in the back alley.
Boy.
There was so much. I thought. You're all right.
You thought I was all right? Wow, thanks, Atreus.
Come. Gather your things. We are leaving.
Thought I wasn't ready.
You are not. We have no choice now. Prove me wrong.
Yes, sir. The mountain. It's gonna be a long trip.
Yes, but
Yes,
an
it
important
will.
one.
Whoa. How did this happen? Who was he?
I do not know.
What did he want with us? We're nobodies. Did you kill him?
I did what had to be done.
Could have died. Never leave me alone again.
I believe
All right.
after this point in the game, of course, after that fight,
You've had to kill people before,
You'll-
haven't you? You're used
almost
to it.
always
We do what we must. to
have
survive.
Atreus with you during the
Animals, I
boss
get.
fight,
They're
which
food. Draugr,
some of them that's
they're supposed to be dead.
extremely helpful with his
People.
arrows, especially some of the later
They're
arrows
trying
you
to
can
survive
get.
too.
Close your heart to it. On our journey, we will be attacked by all manner of creature. Close your heart to their desperation. Close your heart to their suffering. Do not allow yourself to feel for them. They will not feel for you.
I understand. Has this been here all this time?
No, they just built it, Atreus. It was just built.
Why don't you help me up there? I can get a better look.
Eventually, there's a very useful attack for the axe, where getting headshots with it will allow you to have a special explosion trigger on your
Okay.
next axe throw,
Nowhere to go
assuming
from
you
here.
do it
Except
within like, you know, three or four
think I can
seconds.
lower it from there?
It's highly advised
Go.
that you get that as soon as you can. It's
Made it.
accessible pretty early on though.
Good idea.
What? Move.
Father, will we see others on the road?
Yes.
Friendly?
No.
They'll try and rob us?
Possibly.
Probably, yeah.
Yes.
Oh. Look. All this time, there's been a protection stave around our entire woods. But the stave is broken there. Did you cut those down?
She hand marked the tree she wished used for her pyre.
Why'd you do that?
Come. No looking back now.
Oh, excuse me.
So, how long will it take to get to the mountain?
I do not know.
Before winter falls?
I do
Who
not
knows,
know.
Atreus?
Okay, okay.
Could take forever.
They don't see us. Should I fire?
Wait for my mark.
Oh, what?
Watch out, Father!
Oh no. Luckily, this little corner over here, where I just was, is a very good spot at this point in the fight if you aren't wanting to have to deal with the guy who appears on the ledge throwing fireballs. You can just kind of kite the rest of them over here into this little corner and deal with them mostly one-on-one, which, again, you know, that kind of stuff just makes fighting easier. Might as well do it. It's not too difficult, plus it makes it easier to watch them all and keep them from upgrading themselves into stronger forms. Due to the leveling system in this game being only about, like, you know, max levels around 8, any level difference between you and your enemies is an important distinction, so if you can keep that as minimal as possible, you should do so, and so not letting them level up during the fight, of course, is a lovely way to help minimize that. Oh my word, what? Now, the thing I haven't really been messing with yet at the moment is, of course, your skills and upgrading them. Overall, some of the useful ones to have early on is probably just get Atreus' skills so he can help you in combat a little more by attacking enemies, you know, stunning enemies, various deep, like, death-based attacks. They'll help out immensely as well. The quick turn, while they did mention it just here recently, I don't use it a ton. I did do one there, but, you know, as long as you kind of just pay attention to where all the enemies are in a fight around you, I don't necessarily think you need to mess with quick turn too much.
If you want to
though,
distract
you know, knowing how to
whoever
do
is
it
not my
certainly
focus
helps.
should be yours, but only when safe to do so.
I can do
Here, boy.
Sir. There's a Jötnar settlement ahead.
Jötnar,
Giants.
you can read the writing.
Some. Just the language is
As
now.
before,
But they're all sort of connected, so sometimes I can feel my
there's
way
certain
through stuff I
enemies
shouldn't.
that if you attack them with the axe is just going to bounce right off. This guy right around this corner is one of them, so just, you know, use your fists real quick, beat him up. Not too bad of a fight. If you add in the arrows as well and then try and launch him off a wall or something, you'll almost guaranteed have him dead in just a moment or two.
Anything else?
Space your shots. Speed costs accuracy.
Got it.
So, This thing I'm doing here is I just got access to the first runic attack. The runic attacks are very helpful, both light and heavy. Do various things. Out of the ones that you get, I would say that this one is pretty darn good overall. However, you are required to use said runic attack before it will allow you to progress right here. So this next fight you may not have it immediately ready at the start of the fight.
Thanks.
Just depending on, you know, if you really want it, just stand and wait before progressing.
Not yet.
It's fine. See?
Yeah, check it out. It's fine, Father. Who cares? Just smash the bridge.
Help!
You'll save him, won't you?
I can't hold on.
That's unfortunate.
Father, help!
Hang on!
Hurry! I'm slipping.
Stay calm. Almost there.
So, this fight is frustrating for this earlier part of the game. Usually
Your
it can
haste
be
will cost us.
pretty difficult just due to the fact that
Sorry.
so many enemies kind of all at once if you can't properly manage them. Best method,
More
try and
Draugr.
get them back to this
These aren't
ledge over here and knock them off.
Are they dead?
If you
I
can
mean,
juggle them up in the
more
air and
dead?
keep pushing them,
Boy.
it's not usually too much of an
Not
issue.
dead, not
Though
dead.
I very well might die a couple times in this fight before I get it. However, it's going rather well so far. The only thing to really work out and try and be careful of is the fact that right around this point here, a bunch more Draugr spawn in. So if you have your Spartan Rage, you can make it a lot easier by just doing these heavy slam downs, just knocking them up real quickly.
Nice shot.
But it's still something you gotta be careful about. Overall, the ones to really be careful about are these ones throwing the fire. You know, because once you get like it down to like this, you can have Atreus kite these two just by shooting them a bit with arrows, and then while he's kiting them now, you can divert your focus over to the guy throwing fireballs, get rid of them real quick, and then you can focus back on the guys on the ground. Important note, that very first guy that Atreus wakes up does start one level higher than normal for enemies at the current, which, if you're not careful, he will level up to level 3, and if he's level 3, he will be very dangerous. So if you can avoid it, do try. Oh gosh.
That was the last one. Is that better?
Take even more time. Does not matter if you fail
Over
only
here,
once.
where there's these two,
Show me control.
there's some breakables that drop those if you need them, and then also over here there's some pots you can break for health stones as well, just in case you need them in the middle of the
Look
fight.
at this.
And if you're able to and want to try it, you can try and stand in this little corner here, as far over as you can, and you can avoid the fireballs of the two on the upper ledge.
Read it.
Oh, this used to be a marketplace. The giants used to gather here to trade with the gods a long time ago. Wonder if Odin was ever here.
This raven up here
Something's breaking through
that
the
I'm
wall.
gonna get rid of is one of many. If you can, try and take out as many as possible. Once you get 15, you'll get a big burst XP and around 30 or so, I believe, as well. It's very useful, can help you upgrade all your skills and various abilities. These heavy units, really overall, the attack you want to mainly watch out for is this, they've got this little dash forward swing attack that they'll do, where it's just straightforward. It's very long range, very deceptive. Usually they will actually, like if you're kind of close but not quite, they will dash forward themselves to try to hit you, even when they may not necessarily be able to. Oh, like that, yeah. It's just a little weird sometimes. They'll just move around in slightly different ways than you think they might. Now, this is a new thing they add there. Enemies can grab Atreus. Usually it's only these kind of heavier enemies that are able to do it. But try to avoid it. It's really not like the worst thing if they succeed. I have no idea, Mary, sorry. Oh gosh. But yeah, like that. So, you know, usually just go over, you know, smack them once or twice, it'll knock them off, and then they'll be fine. Oh gosh, except apparently they're just really focusing on Atreus right now. So I just really need to get my... No! Okay, well, that's too bad. Oh well.
Look, above us.
All right, let's do that again.
Something's breaking through the wall.
Okay, cool. The Raven's gone. All right.
Ready and wait.
One of the fastest ways to really build up the Spartan Rage bar, of course, is just headshots with axe throws. It gives you bunch of Spartan Rage really quickly, and of course, in many cases, it's a good way to stun enemies, keep them from being able to do various attacks. If you can do it, go for it. As with before, there's this lovely ledge over here. If you have your Spartan Rage bar ready, you can almost guarantee knock all of these guys off that ledge with not too much difficulty, as long as you are prepared for it and launch them the right way. However, I missed that final one, so it's going to be a little difficult now.
Ready to go now. Down, father! There's only two left.
As with before, you know, if there's only like one or two enemies around, you can pretty easily just throw the axe and as long as you kite fairly well or make sure you do your parries properly, it's not too difficult to deal with them. Except when you foolishly attack in certain situations, like me. If you don't want to have to close range with a target to stop them from holding Atreus, you don't have to. You can of course just throw the axe. Apparently this guy is just really having a fun time grabbing Atreus though. But yeah, that's mostly it on that one.
Do you hear that? What is it?
We will see. Stay close.
What is that? So we're going towards the scary singing?
The Revenants are frustrating pieces of work. You're not able to hit them with melee attacks always. You have to first hit them with an attack of Atreus's with an arrow, and then for a short while you'll be able to hit them with physical attacks. Eventually you'll have ways you can actually juggle them up into the air, and if you can manage that, I highly suggest it as usual. You'll be able to do varying things like, knock them off a ledge, insta-killing them, or, just in general keeping them up in the air can help, just because, able to put out a lot of damage that way. Oh, no. You can also use Atreus if you want to break enemies out of that little blue glow. Usually just shooting them with an arrow will do the trick. Not always, though.
That was a real revenant. Never thought I'd see one. I still don't understand why that man attacked you at our house.
I told you, boy. I know nothing more of it.
So that's how you get down here.
So this guy, like, I said before, single enemies, you can usually pretty easily just, kite around him, not even really need to be close, just throw the axe a lot, it's pretty easy. Plus, on this difficulty, this guy being so much higher level than me is a guaranteed one-shot. He will kill me if he hits me, and, if he levels up, same thing. Still gotta stay away. Rather not let him heal up and get better defenses, because then it'll just take even longer to kite around and get this kill. You don't necessarily need to use Spartan Rage on him, even though he's higher level, just because, Spartan Rage puts you right up next to the enemy, and this enemy can, with one hit, instantly remove your entire Spartan Rage meter while it's going. So it kind of just wastes it.
What's that? suppose Revenant travel in the past, do you? And there's a bunch of them waiting up there for us? And they're really mad?
Ha.
Boy,
That would be really inconvenient, wouldn't it, Atreus?
I guess we need to get back up there. But how?
follow me.
Follow me. So, the last stream was just under 2 hours or so earlier today when I did it the first time before accidentally not saving it properly. But up there at that bridge was where I stopped with the merchant. So once I get back up there, I'm going to be stopping again. It's pretty close, so I don't imagine this stream is going to be going on too much longer, maybe probably 30 minutes or so, assuming I keep on getting kills and for the most part not dying.
Earlier, you said people might try and rob us. I'll kill them if they try.
Oh, whoopsie.
I'm not afraid,
If we encounter men, you will stay out of it. Understand?
but I can fight.
You will stay out of it, boy. Speak no more of this.
Let's see, yeah. That, the arc there, is very good thing to learn on the axe, especially for the late game. There's some places where it's very long throws and you won't have access to a good way to hit them. This here, also what I'm doing now, is a good way to cheese this guy, just because, you know, he can't hit you and none of the other enemies in this little spot around the corner are able to either, because a lot of them are just throwing fireballs. Yeah. You know, as with before though, generally, enemies that throw fireballs, if you can get a headshot or hit their legs, you know, to knock them down, it's gonna help out quite a bit. And as usual, you know, don't let people level up if you can avoid it.
Take that, Draugr!
Eventually, you can get an attack or a skill, whatever, you know, that allows you to parry enemies' projectiles like fireballs and various attacks, and then to repel it right back at them. And usually, it does quite a great deal of damage. Very useful. Good way to deal with certain enemies as well.
Here, boy. Another one.
It says his name is... Mother told me about him. A giant warrior made of stone. Looks like he was in a pretty big battle.
Come.
Okay.
Boy.
There are
Yes, sir.
certain health stones slash raid stones slash XP stones,
I've seen this
as
language before.
I would call them. I'm not sure what the real term is, but these here that change, they cycle through, and so, you know, just whenever you activate it, that's what you're going to get. Green for health, red for your rage bar, and white just gives you some XP. Usually, you know, I tend to go with either XP or the rage bar early on. In this case, you know, my rage bar is full. No need to really get more rage right now. Just be kind of pointless. So just get more XP. Plus, in this case, there's also, even if yours is mostly full, there's this guaranteed rage stone right here in this scenario. So usually this is also a better spot to just get XP or health on that one regardless.
That should do it.
This next fight,
Atreus, follow me.
if you can, try to have a full bar of rage ready. If you don't, as long as you can get that rage stone that's back there and then grab this one here so that you have a full rage bar, it will help immensely for this next enemy grouping that spawns. There's a Revenant and a Heavy Draugr that you can both insta-kill if you can get them over to this ledge so that they're in front of it. However, of course, the Draugr is the one that you have to stun, of course, with your arrow, otherwise your hit will not work, and that is, of course, just like the worst thing ever if it doesn't. But the Draugr is the one that you really want to get, or not the Draugr, the Revenant's the one you really want to get out of that fight. It will be a real pain in the butt to have to deal with. Especially if, you know, it levels up a bit because there's all these other enemies stopping you from getting to constantly to attack him and, you know, things such as that. I, of course, really like the axe throws, especially here soon there is a item you can get that makes so whenever you get a headshot with your axe throw, you have a very high chance to get more of your rage bar, which, you know, once you get to that point, you can really keep a very high rage bar at all times. You know, you could use it in one fight and almost have it back by the next if you're getting a lot of axe throws and headshots, which I like it a lot. I highly advise it. And, you know, reminder, don't sacrifice blocking for attacking. If you know, there's many cases where, you know, you should just hold off for a moment, get into a good position, you know, don't even bother fighting them, just move yourself so you're where you need to be. Whether that's to be set up for a good hit with a runic attack or a good hit with just, you know, your axe in general. Just try and keep that in mind. These big guys, of course, as with many of the other enemies, you know, especially after leveling up, they're very difficult to stun. It's not going to be easy to do, so don't stay in combat too long, of course, if you are not quite able to just constantly pull off your parries on them.
Tough stuff.
There will be more.
You did it. All these dead. You think it's safe in there?
You think it's safer out here?
Oh, okay, Atreus, look out. This part is,
What's that smell?
the best part.
Now!
Are they Hellwalkers?
Easiest fight for this
Someone start the fire!
difficulty.
Sigmund, your knives!
Because, of course, these guys are
Meat?
only
Wait, to us?
Behind me.
What if they change like the others? We'll have to keep them alive. Strip off their meat. A little at a time.
This fight is mine alone. Keep an eye on the archer!
Okay. Let's see. Then we got these guys. Pop up over here. And one more. And then you get a lovely little cutscene here.
Father, help me!
Atreus!
Ooh.
Boy? Close your heart to it. Come then. We have a long journey.
This next little fight's pretty easy if you have your Spartan range, as usual. There's only a few enemies. The only one to really watch out for is this one closest to you, because it is one of the ones that, of course,
I will handle
the
this.
axe bounces off of. So, you know, if you don't have Spartan Rage, just, you know, quickly switch to your fist, take him out, or use the axe and take out these other two guys before you deal with him. You know, any way you really want to do that is fine, but luckily, those other two, of course, like this guy, you don't need to use your fist, so you can just use the axe, quickly finish them off.
They came back. They came back.
It is finished.
I want to leave here.
Then collect yourself. We must find a way out.
To be fair, that would be pretty
Find
disconcerting.
something to pull me up.
You know, first time even fighting other humans because they're cannibals and trying to kill you to live, and then you kill your first, and then he comes back to life. That would be not a fun moment, I don't think.
Atreus, the chain.
The chain. Right.
You are in your head, boy. Let it go. He would have killed you.
I know, I had to do it. I didn't know that, I just...
Then we will go home, boy.
What?
To give up this easily. So close to the start.
Wait, no. I'm not giving up. I can do this. I just have to, you know, catch my breath. Come on up. I'm ready.
Due to Kratos and Atreus' past, the way Kratos has raised him, I feel like Atreus' mental health is not the best for someone in his position. However, whose would be?
Listen to me. To be effective in combat, a warrior must not feel for his enemy. The road ahead is long and unforgiving. No place for a boy. You must be a warrior.
I understand.
If you are not wanting to learn some of the axe throws and you just want to, you know, make it really easy on yourself, that raven I killed earlier is just right here. You can just take a swing at it and kill it pretty easily. Or, of course, you know, an axe throw at point-blank range is also pretty easy. There's some collectible items as well. Back over there, there's a collectible piece, which if you just go down this right here, it'll take you right over there. I don't really care to get it right now. I'll probably be going back through at a later time to grab a lot of these collectibles that I know their locations. So
What you waiting for? Come on already! Let's go! Can't get this slow-eyed cocklump to cross the bridge.
It's because she's scared of something in the trees over there.
There's what now?
huh? But
Father, throw your axe at those trees on the other side of the bridge. The ones with the white trunks.
You were right.
Say, you must be smart or something, boy. You're a boy, aren't you? Ha!
She have a name?
I don't know. Rude bastard ain't ever asked mine, so I ain't ever asked hers. Ah! Ha!
What's yours?
Brock.
Vera Logan.
Huh. Say, you're not gonna believe me, but that axe you got, it was me what made her. Me and my brother. Was one of our best. So don't let nobody else go work on her except for us two. Ah! You gotta handle her special, or she'll wreck beyond fixing. I can enhance her for you right now if it so pleases you, son of a bitch. So what say you? Ah!
You are right. I do not believe you. Come, boy.
There's a rune in the shape of a fork under the grip. No, digger beach Dumber. That was our brand, my brother and me, before we split. I got half of it right here, see? Look, you want I should upgrade her or not?
Very well. I expect an improvement.
So, where's the other half of the brand?
All my dumb brothers got it. But I got all the talent. Look! Let's do it.
so at this point, you get your first axe upgrade. It's very helpful. Gives you more damage, obviously. But it also upgrading the axe is what gives you access to your higher tiers of skills to upgrade. So, playing through the story, main story at least, not so much the side quests, is what gets you more of the axe upgrades. There's certain times where you will get access to all of them. Atreus,
Yeah, boy.
you can upgrade his tier of skills that he can access by upgrading the Talon Bow. Highly advise doing that. If you don't have the deluxe version
Anything
of
else for you?
the game, so you don't have this Death Vows armor set, this is the time when you first get access to an armor set that you can buy. Usually, I go with the boar hide pieces of the armor set.
Son?
Personal opinion, you can also at this point get access to an armor set for Atreus, but the one he's already wearing already gives him one of these, so I don't really see the need to get one of these for him right now. Just wait until he gets access to the higher tier to go for one of those.
What's it gonna be?
All of them are
What
useful in
you
their own way. If you really think you want health stones to be spawned a little more often when you're injured, go for it. Usually though, I prefer either the ones that give you the better recharge time for your arrows and arrow damage, or better melee damage for Atreus and better choking of enemies. But
You make
everyone's
up your
gonna play a
mind?
little different, so just up
What
to
you
you on
need,
that one.
kid? Well, don't look now, but our friends who were hiding in the trees are back for more. Go on, give that axe a twirl.
Got room for me behind there?
So, as I said, of course, the skill tier is now higher, better, more access. Atreus' skills are pretty important, so you'll want to save some for him in this scenario. Also, these ones I have highlighted here in this shield tree, this little line of them, are all very good. This one, I don't use it too often, though it is useful. But these three beneath it are the ones to go for. This one at the bottom is the one that lets you reflect the projectiles, and then these other two allow you to follow up a parry with either R1 or R2 to just do like a follow-up hit with the shield that does kind of a decent amount of stun damage and can knock enemies back a ways or juggle them up into the air for you, so it helps out quite a bit. Yeah. This one here is the one I mentioned earlier that was about getting a headshot or precision throw or various weak points, and then you press triangle, bring it back, and then you can get a nice little explosion of frost when you hit them again with the axe throw, of course. Overall, this second one is better than the first, in my opinion, for these shield counters, just because it doesn't launch them as far away, so if you're wanting them to kind of stay close to you, it's a little better. Plus, since it does juggle them up into the air, it's just very useful in late game.
So long as you don't break nothing.
Oh, whoopsies.
You see? See what my touch sprung?
Adequate.
Adequate. You know what's adequate? That footwork. You step in shit.
Oh, whoopsies. There we go. That's what I was wanting to do. Alright.
Say, your paw can kill. You learn to do that too?
I'm not sure.
So
This road.
before,
It leads to the mountain.
Should put you in the right
this
direction,
is
sure.
pretty much where I
See my
stopped
wares again?
before, so here once I just do these little quick side item grabbing,
I didn't even see
I
this.
will be calling this one quits for today. Otherwise, though, be back on tomorrow at roughly about 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock Central Time, so if you're able to and want to, please tune in.
You left me to fight alone.
I did.
People are one thing. Everything else you fight. Until I say stop or we are dead. Understand? Pull your weight or we go home.
I understand.
Good then.
Wait, we're back here again.
Oh, okay there. Okay, yeah. Alright, well I will quickly just mention it once more, but due to the
It was nice meeting you.
failure of the live stream
I'll be
earlier
thinking of a name
today.
for your beast.
Just, you know, did this one again. So now that I'm back and caught up to where I ended earlier today, I will be calling it quits once again. However, I will be back on tomorrow and I will be posting them to YouTube, but it'll be right at 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock Central for the live stream, and then for the YouTube videos just whenever. But yeah, that is it for now.